Wonderful pot. He's got it between his teeth, hasn't he? Absolute cracker again. Full of confidence.
Eight. Junhui, 8.
Well, I guess that's the first big error, really. Unexpected miss, considering how well he's played so far this evening.
One.
Well, let's see how significant that miss is. O'Sullivan's missed pots have been significant for him. He's more than capable, of course, of returning fire.
5.
More reds could be coming into play. Doesn't want it to bounce. Oh, now can he cue it? I'd have fancied him for the black if this red hadn't have bounced. He can get to it. But it made it a little bit more difficult.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 13.
So that missed red, in the end, only cost him 13 points.
One.
Yeah, good shot. Had to play it at speed to come out for the black. Oh, another very aggressive shot. I didn't think he had to play it. And it doesn't look as though he's on anything easy. The two reds to the right of the pink were available. Other reds were. What's he looking at here? Surely not. Well, that shows you how confident he's feeling. But surely this is going to cost him.
1.
Yes,
very
I mean, there was
risky plant, wasn't it?
Well, there was some distance between. You can see it better from that shot. The distance between the two reds, and he would know that he guaranteed to leave the lot on were he to miss, which is what's happened.
8.
Just shows you how he's feeling, though.
9.
Well, everyone has their favourite players, but I don't think anyone would really mind if this went the distance tonight between these two greats of the game. First things first, O'Sullivan's got to get on the scoreboard.
Feel a lot better if he does.
23.
He's had a couple of really good chances this frame, Junhui, but for me, he didn't really need to go into that pack of reds last time round. Maybe the boys will have a look at that in the interval.
29.
But there was reds he could have played for.
30.
Yep, he was very unfortunate not to be on one.
$37. 38.
So the black to lead by 42, 59 on.
$45.
A couple more reds should secure his first frame of the night.
$46.
Jimmy White said at the start, and he was right, that Ding would have to be at least 2-2 with O'Sullivan. But of course, if it's 2-2 now, he'll be a bit disappointed, I think. The way he's played, he's rather given this frame away, taking that plant on. If it goes in, then
52.
they're all his.
$53. $58. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
58 then. To lead by 55 with 43 on. And Ding has seen enough. Well, he's played very confidently and took that plant on, but he knew missing it, he was leaving them on. O'Sullivan closes to 2-1. So Ding was on top, he was playing well, he was feeling good, but things turned around in that last frame. This is where he decided to go into the reds rather than pick them off. Wasn't left with anything easy, took that plant on. You saw from that second replay the distance between the reds, and I'm sure when he missed it, he must have thought, I'm in trouble here, and indeed Ronnie won the frame from it.
Yeah, I did say before he took the plant on, I said, away. But that's what he's feeling. He's feeling so confident at the moment that he doesn't think he can miss anything.
Well, it's not the worst way to be, I guess, but he did lose the frame. Anyway, this is the last before the interval. We've only been going 36 minutes in this match. Ding leads 2-1. Still one each on the other table between Yan Bingtao and David Grace.
Well, he's stuck another one on. That's a very risky one as well, because he knew he was always leaving the red to the right corner, even if he didn't leave the red he was playing on. You can be overconfident as well sometimes.
One.
Chose to play for the black. Now, is he too hard? Well, it looked very, very tight. But he's got eyes like an eagle.
8. Nine. 14.
Well, we often identify turning points, and the last frame there was a pretty obvious one.
15.
Because O'Sullivan had been struggling a little, hadn't he? Been missing a few. He needed really a straightforward chance, and he got it.
$21.
Well, with a little bit more angle, he might have gone into the reds there. Still did. Trying to develop 2 or 3 more.
28. $29.
Both of these reds, both sides of the pink will go. Handy to be able to use his left hand as well.
To think of all the fuss when he first started doing that there was. People complaining. Alain Robidoux, lovely guy Alain, he didn't like it when Ronnie played against him left-handed at the Crucible. Mainly because he beat him easily, I suspect. Well, he's missed that one.
Oh, and what a kiss. That's left Ding Junhui right in amongst the reds. And they're all there for the taking. He reckons he got a kick. I wouldn't disagree with him. So unfortunate to have got a kick at such a vital stage. It was going so well.
Well, I think this is a key moment in the whole match now.
1.
They're all there for Ding, who's already played well. We know he's confident, but he's got to put them away. And if he does, it's not only the 2-frame lead, it's the psychological advantage he takes into the interval.
$8.
Because it seemed like things had turned in O'Sullivan's favour. Of course, they can turn back again. Have more than one turning point in a match.
9.
Well, he did play to bring the red off the cushion, but he expected to hit it fuller. This is ultra thin. I think he's just making some poor decisions at the moment, Ding Junhui. There was no need to bring that red off the cushion. Could have got him behind the red to be able to pot it.
1.
But he gave it a chance to happen, and it happened.
Well, he could be 4-0 up, but it's looking more likely 2-2 now. Yeah, I mean, they could not have been sat better, really, but
6.
It went wrong, and he caught it far too thin, the red. Barely moved, actually.
7.
But I think his first shot, he tried to bring the red off the right side cushion and missed it. And then, again, he brought that red off the left side cushion. But why? I don't understand why. I think he could have won the frame with the loose reds.
Well,
I'm not sure without counting up.
13.
Ding was faced with an ultra thin shot. In fact, I did say I'm not sure if it's cuttable. Well, he overcut it.
$19.
Yeah, it is. Look at that. He did. He overcut it.
20.
He must surely feel he should be in front at the interval. And he's got that to think about in the 15 minutes. O'Sullivan delighted to get back to the table.
25.
Sets it up nicely for the rest of us watching, of course.
It's a very fine margin, really, you know, confidence and overconfidence. And we've all been there, especially some of the more natural players like Jimmy. You know, you get to a stage where you just don't think you can miss, and you start going for just one or two that you shouldn't do. And it certainly cost him 2 frames. He went into the pack in the last frame, and he didn't need to. And in this frame, he's knocked a red off the cushion that he didn't need to. Or if you're going to play it off the cushion, then play it more slowly.
39.
Yeah, O'Sullivan hasn't had to work for the openings that have won in these 2 frames. He's been handed them. But as I say, it sets it up nicely. He'll be delighted with 2 each, I'm sure, because Ding has played really well. Breaks 120, 187 to start. Could have won the last frame.
46.
Certainly could have won this one. I guess he's got to try and stay positive when they return
47.
in 15 minutes. It's not taken long, this. 45 minutes for the 4 frames.
$54. 56.
So plenty of incident
59.
so far this evening. 59,
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
the break from Ronnie O'Sullivan. I'm sure grateful to get another chance in this 4th frame. Ding has looked very confident, and he'll feel, I think, he should be in front. But at the interval, we're all square here. It's 2-2.
Frame 5. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Well, undoubtedly, O'Sullivan will be the happier of the 2, having trailed 2-0. He missed a couple of balls. They were heavily punished by Ding, who looked very good in taking that 2-0 lead. But how much has his failure to convert the chance to take a 3-1 interval advantage going to affect him in the second half of this match? O'Sullivan bringing a red up off the break. How many times have we seen that in the last few seasons, but not punished? Equally, Ding could have left that red. He hasn't done, which is why he apologised.
Yeah, it's everything to play for now. Very interesting first 4 frames, of which Ding Junhui probably should have won 3 of them, you know, and that would have been a handy lead. But of course, we start all over again now. These 2 are both good enough to put anything that's gone before aside. One thing for sure, Ding is definitely playing a lot better as he was about this time last year. You know, UK Championship came out of nowhere. Nothing really has come since, but whether he's been putting extra time in on the practice table, but he looks like a different proposition once again. This is the Ding we want to see more of.
It's been mentioned that he's only conceded 2 frames in getting to this quarter-final. And the most eye-catching of those results, of course, was to see off John Higgins 4-1. Higgins had been playing some great stuff this week, but Ding was too strong for him. I think Joe Johnson made a good point before the interval that Ding, I don't think, has that fear factor about O'Sullivan now. Yes, his overall record is modest. 14 losses to 4 wins, but a lot of those wins that Ding has achieved have been very significant ones. The World Championship 3 years ago, of course last year UK Championship, which was really the catalyst for him finding his very best form to win that title for a 3rd time. And of course he beat O'Sullivan in a ranking event final as well, way back the Northern Ireland Trophy. So the wins he has had have been landmark victories for Ding. And I think he now knows he can beat him. Whether he will tonight remains to be seen, but O'Sullivan has missed a few. Not happy with that one. You'd have expected him to get it.
Yeah, they affect you when you miss those. You head across that one, straight shot, and sometimes the straight shots are more of the examination of your technique, how you're hitting them, than the other shots.
1.
Well, he was able to punish O'Sullivan's missed pots in the first 2 frames very effectively. Can he do so now? Get his nose back in front.
8.
Carter, of course, awaits the winner in the semi-finals tomorrow after his comeback victory over Kurt Mafflin, 5-3.
9.
And of course Judd Trump awaits the winner of the match on the Eurosport app right now. David Grace still 2-1 up on Yan Bingtao. Pretty early stages of the 4th frame. Oh dear, black off its spot goes astray for Ding.
Yeah, and he's knocked actually a red in front of one that was available, so he hasn't actually necessarily done a lot of damage there. A minute, it looked like there was going to be a red available to the left corner, but the 2 reds have joined up basically. Missing the black off the spot isn't going to make him feel any good. No, is that a plant? No, is the answer. Even though he may have thought it was one.
O'Sullivan hasn't always necessarily played his finest snooker this week, but what he has done is really grit his teeth when things have got scrappy and awkward. He's given absolute maximum application to every match he's played. Of course, Elliot Slessor has been something of a hoodoo player for him in the past, and every shot was a pint of blood, but O'Sullivan got the job done. No one could accuse him of not giving full commitment this week in his bid to reach his 3rd consecutive Northern Ireland Open final, of course, having been deprived the title the past 2 years in the title match by Judd Trump. Just feel as though Ding has lost his way.
Well, I mean, that's the worst double kiss you can ever get. When the red flies back up and takes a cue ball down the table, the cue ball was meant to head into bulk. When the red comes back and whacks it up and down, which is a very infuriating thing to happen. It's happened to everyone at some point.
One.
So Ronnie's got to read the signs here. He was
6.
struggling early on into the match. Ding was playing better. Mr. Pink in frame to O'Sullivan, which cost him the frame, and you think, well, okay, the standard's going to be high tonight.
7.
A little bit of left hand, a little trace of left hand side to get around that pink ball. But now that he's got level, Ding looks a bit rattled. Now he's got to press on.
Fourteen. 15. 20. 21. 25. 25.
So Ding's error on the long red, not proving too expensive.
Yeah, certainly O'Sullivan missed a trick there, didn't he? Not getting the bunch open off the brown. Good shot.
1.
Played obviously with an eye on getting the cue ball back down the table. He's finishing the place where he's probably got to play the roll up, which is very much his second option. Very clean pot, but really where he's finished, the roll only shot he could play. It's not the sort of shot he wants to play when he's in that sort of mode where he's looking to pull away in a match. Very dangerous way of playing that. I'm not sure how he could get that safe. First of all, I thought he was going to hit the pink, and then we didn't hit the pink. It just looked like he was going to just go into the reds in a bad angle. There were not many options there, I admit that.
You just get the feeling that Ding's concentration levels aren't quite where they need to be at the moment, and that could well be a hangover from his failure to win that fourth frame and take a 3-1 lead, which would have given him control of the match. As it is, he had to start all over again. I mean, if you'd offered him 2-all before the match started at the interval, he'd have probably taken it, but given the way things went in that mini session, he'll feel as though he limited the advantage which he didn't get.
Well, this shot, I mean, the speed he's gone into the red just below the pink. I'm not sure how he could have been sure of leaving that safe. I know that it was a difficult shot to play, but I reckon he either hits the pink or sticks one almost every time there, going that way.
Either way, it's a great chance for O'Sullivan, you would think, to win his third frame on the bounce.
12. 30.
He really, unless he plays on the bottom red, he wants to be on the right side of the pink as we look below it from that angle. That's where all the balls will pop.
18. $19.
Yeah,
24.
well, that's the red that he looked at the last time and played the one above it, but clearly it goes, as you can see. Crucially, he dropped his chalk there, just in his eye line,
25.
but carried on with the shot. So, on the brink, colour, there will be black, of course, and one more red, and he strikes the front. So that would be pleasing for him, given that he was 2-0 down, and Ding looked $1 million. UK form from last year was there. And of course Ding is still in the match at 3-2 down, but I think we've all made the observation that he doesn't look quite as focused as he did at the start of the match.
40.
2-2 on the other table, by the way. Yan Bingtao levelled things up with David Grace. They're off for the cup of tea in a quarter of an hour.
Ding wondering how this match has got away from him somewhat after that blistering start. 121 and 87, punishing O'Sullivan's 2 potting errors with frame-winning breaks. And the 4th frame taking on ever greater significance as O'Sullivan finds his way right back into the match
56.
And now into the lead. His 3rd half century. Modest by his standards, but very effective nonetheless. That was a lovely cued shot, albeit that the frame has long since won.
61.
And now Ding has got to come again. He's got to really dig deep. He knows his form is there. He's proved it all week. He's proved it tonight.
65.
But coming from behind against O'Sullivan is one of the tougher asks in the game of snooker.
70.
Jimmy mentioned that O'Sullivan is probably the greatest front runner of all time, and I don't think many would disagree. It is just the 1 frame difference, of course, so this match is far from done, but O'Sullivan